What's up, everybody? Hello, hey, hi, it's me, Mr. 300 OG. As I said in my mods part 2 video, I was thinking about changing my Akrapovic exhaust to a Yoshimura, and as you can tell by the title, I did. So in this video, I am going to open the box with you guys and let you see what it looks like. I've had this sitting here for about a week or so, and I wanted to open it so bad. But one, I was waiting for all my other parts to come in so I could do everything together. And then two, I wanted to open it with you guys in case you don't know what it looks like. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I had to do was take off my Akrapovic, my baby. Not only took off the slip-off part, but I had to take off the header as well. And I've never taken this off before. I've learned about the O2 sensor, and this screws up here took me about like an hour of frustration and anger, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, but it's off. And in the process of taking that off, I got a nice little present. You can see that? Yeah. I got scratched trying to pull the exhaust out and really just cut me, so that was fun. Now, the moment we are all here for, opening this. Oh, this bad boy. Oh, can you see it? So this is it. I got my baby from Revzilla. And you know how Revzilla do. They always ship things fast. It came here faster than it was supposed to, which was really good. So I gotta pop off these little staples in this. Oh, God. Hey. Oh, God. Oh. So it's kind of like a big old box, you see? Alright, well, that's another solution. Just rip off the part that's in the way. I'm not keeping the box, so it don't really matter. There we go. Okay, a lot of packaging. Whew. You know, top of the line insulation and whatnot. More. Here we go. Okay. Okay, I guess this is an instruction packet. Got some stickers, definitely putting that on there. Let me just open it real quick just to see what it is so we can all see what it is. Okay, so it's like all the, the pieces, the holder, bracket thingies, all that good stuff, and the instructions. That's that. And then I believe this is our mid pipe here. And it's a brand new header. Oof. Yeah. And then the muffler, thing kind of heavy. Ooh. Oh man, there we go. You see, carbon fiber. I didn't realize this was gold. I like that. It's actually like, it's not a sticker. It's like a plate. That's really nice. See how beautiful this is, guys? Nice and solid. Yeah. So, the next step, I don't know if you guys can see, sweating already. Now, the last step of the day, I gotta beat the sunlight, is to put this all together. Hopefully it's not dark, but then the next step will be to do a first ride, start up in a first ride. So, I'll see you guys in a little bit. My first tip is to WD-40 all your screws regularly. This is something that, you know, it's common sense, or it should be common sense, but I think it's just something that is such a small thing that we don't think about, or at least I don't think about. But once you realize is that your bike is going through all this water, it's getting all this dust, all this stuff with it, and that your bolts, you know, they hold that. Like, it's not a plastic where you're like, oh, let me spray down my plastic. All that stuff sticks in your bolts, and over time your bolt starts to wear down. And when I came to put in the exhaust, I saw how worn down and how like really crusty and rusty these bolts were, and I was like, dang, like I should be doing this regularly. And it actually helps the process of removal of the bolts. So I just want to give you guys that if you aren't doing it already, that you should think about regularly WD-40ing your bolts, so that way they stay as fresh and as strong and as crisp as possible. My second tip, to let you guys know that these two header bolts do not come out the same way. This left side bolt, it comes out fully. It's full screw and the bolt head comes out. When I went to move on to take out the second bolt, I totally thought it was gonna move out the same way as the first bolt. Like, I had no reason to think that it would be a different removal process. But once I started unscrewing the bolt, the head of the bolt came out, but the screw stayed in. And I thought I broke the bolt. I'm like, okay, this must be so rusted out that it slipped apart, you know, it was just panicking. Like, now that I think about it, I should know that wasn't the most sensible thing to think. But in the moment, when you have something go one way and then the other thing right next to it, the same look and everything goes a different way, and you have no instructions, you know, your mind kind of tends to put things together. So I'm thinking, okay, the screw's broken. What can I do to figure it out? So like I can tell you guys, for a good 30 to 45 minutes, I kept screwing the bolt head back onto the screw, thinking that, okay, maybe it just, you know, the grips of the screws, the tread got unloose or something like that, thinking that I could screw it tight and then unscrew it again and it would catch back on and the whole thing would come out. Nope. I spent a good 30 to 45 minutes doing that. And when my frustration level has gotten so high, I literally was just like, you know what, fuck it. And I started pulling on the exhaust header out of frustration. And it moved. It came out, and I'm like, wait, whoa, hold up. So I started doing that again, pulling it like with intent instead of frustration. I realized, like, okay, this screw is not supposed to come out. It's in there. But I didn't know, because there's no instructions like saying that in the Yoshimura manual. There's no instructions saying that in the CB300 manual. So I'm like, it was literally one of those trial and error things that you found out in the moment. So I'm hoping that you guys, with this tip, it will save you guys time and frustration, because that was like really, really, really frustrating for me, not knowing what's wrong and then just, you know, trying to do something and it's not working out and you have no solution. So that was really frustrating for me. My only issue with this install, besides the tip I just gave you about the bolts, is this rubber guard and the bracket sizing. When I put on my Akrapovic, they gave me a built-in all-in-one heat guard, you know? The bracket was not two pieces, it was carbon fiber, so all you had to, and it was already, the biggest piece that I like about it was that it was already fit to the size of the exhaust. So that way you just held it, put it on in place, and then screwed it back in. The Yoshimura one is not fit to the size of the exhaust. So you're gonna have to do some hand bending, some fixing, some turning. And I'm telling you guys, it was super frustrating. Not only was it frustrating to do that, but you had to make sure the rubber guard stayed on as well. And then you had to mend and bolt, and it was just really, 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 really frustrating to do. I spent a good 45 minutes trying to figure it out, and then I just honestly gave up on the rubber guard. I do not have the rubber guard on my exhaust at the moment. I don't think I'm gonna put it on. I've ridden on with the bike probably say about a good 10-15 hours so far, and I haven't seen any damages on it. It looks fine to me, but just the amount of frustration and anxiety that it caused me, I just forewent the rubber guard. So total in time, I would say this took me about 30 to 45 minutes to do. It was not a hard process. It's just some things that you don't know that could slow down. And sorry, that not could slow, but that for me did slow down the process. Not knowing how the bolts come out and then not knowing how to fit the rubber guard on properly was the two most frustrating things about this process for me. despite the frustration, completing the process and getting the job done felt really, 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 really good. I got a scratch from it, but I'm happy. So now, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for, the first startup.